About Pixel 10, I would say don't fall for the better display, larger battery, or the new telephoto lens. There is a big camera and processor compromise. It's a well-known fact that Pixel excels in software. It is the AI king, and everything it does is AI powered. But in the beginning, Pixel was known for its camera, not for its hardware, but for its computational photography and post-processing. And that's where we have our first problem. Pixel processing was known for good contrast and detailed shadows. That's all missing now. After you take a picture, the Pixel camera adds a layer of processing on top of it, supposedly to clean it up and enhance it. The problem is that the final photo often looks very different from the preview you saw on your screen. It tends to happen more in artificial or low light, and you may not notice it in the bright sunlight. I've tested it a lot, and this problem remains in Pixel 10. This is especially frustrating because the camera sensors used in the older phones like Pixel 5a, 4a were mediocre, but Google's processing effectively use those sensors to create the magic. Looking at some Pixel 4a shots from 2022, you can see that they have the classic Pixel character of good contrast and natural tones. But that's not the case with the newer Pixel phones. This is a problem that should have been fixed by now. I understand some of these things can be corrected in the Google Photos by increasing the contrast, reducing the shadows, and bumping up the saturation. The photo looks much better. But how many people are willing to do that? Most of the people will accept it as it is without even understanding how much better it could be. And you know what? I'm just getting started. Let's talk about the portrait mode now. The portrait mode hasn't improved in complex scenarios at all, giving an unnatural bokeh effect with poor edge detection. Yes, it does a much better job with the objects, but not with the people in the frame. You have got a better processor. You can go all the way up to 100x zoom through the AI. But what about the simple edge detection, which is already good in most of the competition? And it doesn't stop there. The camera app is sluggish. When you change the modes or zoom in and out, it's nowhere near as smooth as the camera app on iPhones or Samsung devices. Even Nothing and OnePlus phones provide a much better and smoother experience. You may be like, hey, there's a 5x telephoto lens this year. What about that? Okay, I got it. It's kind of a positive move, but you should know this addition of a new lens comes with a compromise. The other two sensors are downgraded to the ones used in Pixel 9a. Pixel 9 photos are better when it comes to details, sharpness, and low light performance. Obviously, you will not notice until unless you are comparing it with Pixel 9. Now that I've started talking about the hardware that is stuffed inside Pixel 10, let's talk about the elephant in the room, Tensor G5. For years, we've been dreaming of Google and TSMC chip that could come close to Snapdragon Elite or even a previous generation chip. But it looks like that's not going to happen anytime soon. At least not in this dimension. We've already seen the benchmarks and it's another year of disappointment, but I'm not convinced with the price I'm paying for Pixel 10. On the other hand, the phone runs smoothly for normal tasks, but I don't want my phone to heat up when doing basic tasks like changing the wallpaper. It is supposed to get hot when I'm playing games or using the camera for an extended period, but not for simple things. Based on my observations, Pixel 10 is running a bit cooler compared to the Pixel 7, Pixel 8, Pixel 9. But the addition of vapor cooling chamber would have made it future-proof. As we all know, Pixel phones tend to heat more over time. I can say this phone is not for the gamers or content creators who are using their phones to edit their videos or photos. And I don't want to waste your time by talking much about the AI features. Yes, we have some useful AI features that were added to last year's Pixel phones, but the camera coach is not one of them. It takes a while to analyze the scene before give you some suggestions. And by the time you are following the steps to achieve the desired look, it will already be sunset. The magic cue feature might become useful in future, but for now, it looks like an experiment to me. Most of the features that I have in my Pixel 7 right now, including Gemini and Circle to Search, are enough for my basic needs. Gemini itself is more powerful and feature-packed than many of other AI features Google offers in newer phones. Every Android phone can run Gemini, and we don't really need more than that for daily usage. So, I could say Pixel 10 is designed for the people who are first timers and switching to the Pixel from a different brand altogether. And if they avoid comparing it with any other Pixel phones or maybe with their older phones of Samsung or OnePlus, which are having a better chips, they will still have a smoother experience and they will love the software. But anyone using Pixel 10, Pixel 8 or Pixel 9 from the previous years can wait for the price to drop and some discounted offers of Big Billion Day sale, not this year, but the next year. Or if you have a lot of money to spend, Pixel 10 Pro and 10 Pro XL are much better phones with superior camera hardware, pro features, high resolution picture options, and a basic thing like vapor cooling chamber. For people on budget, I would say don't waste your money on Pixel 10. And to find out why my Pixel 7 is giving a great screen on time and 2-day battery backup, you can watch this video. Subscribe for all the future tech content on this channel. See you in the next video.